Quick challenge. Open your phone and name 3 free services that are already shrinking your digital footprints right now. If you hesitated, this video's for you. In a couple of minutes, I'll give you a 5 clicks tonight test that's worth more peace of mind than any fancy VPN. If you've ever sent a passport scan, home address, or access code in a messenger and later wondered where did that end up, it's time to turn on a truly private channel. We're installing Signal. It's a messenger with end-to-end encryption, meaning your message turns into nonsense on your phone and only turns back into words on your friend's phone. Servers and providers can't read it. That's what end-to-end means. Why start with messaging? Because leaks often begin with chats and forwarded files. Install Signal on phone and desktop, enable an app pin lock, and set disappearing messages for sensitive threads, so one-time codes and awkward photos don't live forever. Disappearing messages are just a timer. After, say, 24 hours, the content vanishes for both sides. Small trick: create 2 dedicated threads in Signal, 24-hour files and codes and passwords, and set shorter timers there. That way, you won't accidentally build a forever archive of important stuff on someone else's screen. Guess what attackers look for first when they grab a stranger's phone? Not cat pics, links and codes from chats. We just took away half their fun. Email is your master key. It resets passwords for everything else. If it's compromised, an attacker can use forgot password like a backdoor into your life. So, for banks, domain registrars, cloud storage, anything critical, use a separate free mailbox with Proton Mail. Why Proton? Message contents are encrypted, so the provider can't read them. A zero-access, zero-knowledge model. The decryption keys live with you, not the service. Heads up, email headers, who sent what to whom, are still visible for technical reasons. That's normal. Our priority is protecting content and attachments. Turn on two-factor authentication, 2FA, immediately, your second lock beyond the password. Prefer an authenticator app or a hardware key. SMS is okay if you have no alternative, but app codes are better because SMS can be hijacked in a SIM swap attack, moving your number to someone else's SIM. Think of 2FA as a check that it's really you, even if someone learned your password. One more quality of life tweak. Set a mail rule that diverts newsletters to a separate folder while leaving bank, domain, payment emails in your main inbox. Privacy isn't only no one can read it, it's also I see the important stuff fast. We've secured the front door. Now let's clean the house. Passwords. If you can remember your passwords, that's a bad sign, really. Strong passwords should be too long and too random to hold in your head. That's where a password manager comes in, an app that generates and stores unique long passwords for every site and fills them automatically. We'll use Bitwarden, which is free and open source. Open source means experts can inspect the code and call out weirdness. Inside Bitwarden, create a master passphrase, 4 to 6 random words, like lemon, cabin, orbit, giraffe. It's pronounceable, long, and gives high entropy, the fancy word for unpredictability. The higher the entropy, the harder it is to guess by brute force, especially offline, when attackers try passwords on their own servers without rate limits. Install Bitwarden on phone and computer, enable autofill, and start with the critical 4: email, bank, cloud storage, domains hosting. For each one, generate a new password of 16 to 24 characters. For banks and registrars, 20 plus is great. Never use formulas like baseword, site name 2026. One breach and the pattern is obvious everywhere. And yes, enable 2FA wherever possible. TOTP are the 6-digit codes in an authenticator app that change every 30 seconds. Hardware security keys, FIDO2, WebAuthn, are even better. You tap a small USB NFC key and you're in. The best thing about good security is how lazy it feels. No more thinking up passwords, just click generate. The internet remembers more about you than you do because it loves your clicks. Let's cut those footprints with uBlock Origin, a free extension that blocks ads, trackers, and shady scripts. Pages load faster, your browser talks to fewer random domains, and your digital footprint shrinks. A quick term: a content blocker is a filter that removes requests to known trackers and ad networks before the page even loads. In 2026, Chrome's Manifest v3 format limits some blocking methods. If you want maximum control, keep Firefox handy. uBlock Origin has more freedom there. Even in Chrome, UBO remains an excellent baseline. Setup is easy. Install the extension. Leave default filter lists on. They're well tuned. And if a site breaks, toggle blocking off for just that site with one click. Don't become a filter admin. Your goal is fewer unnecessary connections, not perfect silence at all costs. Your page loaded 1 second faster, and that's not about speed. It's about saying 10 fewer hellos to tracking servers. 2 free tools that play well together: Cloudflare 1.1.1.1 with Warp, and Firefox Relay. First, 1111 Warp. In simple terms, a DNS resolver is the internet's phone book. It translates a site name into an IP address. Normally, your DNS queries are visible to your ISP and that sketchy hotel Wi-Fi. Warp encrypts that leg of the journey so outsiders can't see which numbers you dial. It's not a full VPN, but it's perfect for cafes, airports, and hotels. Free protection between your device and the network. Second, Firefox Relay. These are email masks, disposable alias addresses that forward messages to your real inbox and hide it from services and spammers. If a mask gets burned by spam, you switch it off. Your real address stays clean. The free mask allowance is enough for most people, especially if you use masks for just-in-case signups. How to make this painless? Enable Warp once on phone and laptop and forget it. It'll just work. Create masks as needed. New newsletter, trial account, one-off purchase. If spam starts, delete the mask and the noise stops. It's a classic trash can at the front door. Think of masks as disposable business cards. Hand them out and toss them when you're done. That's Relay. Let's stack everything into one evening routine. First, a channel for sensitive conversations. Install Signal, set a PIN, and use disappearing messages for a dedicated codes and files thread. Next, secure the master key. Create a private Proton mail address and enable 2FA. Then, fix passwords. Bitwarden on all devices, a 4 to 6 word master passphrase, generator set to 16 to 24 characters. Change passwords on email, bank, and cloud. After that, trim browser noise with uBlock Origin. Finally, add the network layer. Switch on Warp and create 2 or 3 email masks in Firefox Relay for disposable registrations. If entropy, TOTP, or Manifest v3 sounded new, here's a quick replay. Entropy is how unpredictable a password is. Long and random raises it. TOTP is the time-based code from an app that changes every 30 seconds and proves it's really you. Manifest v3 is Chrome's extension format that limits some blocking features. That's why Firefox remains a great companion where uBlock Origin can do more. Before we finish, a tiny test. If you complete it, you'll sleep better tonight. Isn't a password manager a single point of failure? Sensible worry. But a manager isn't a plain cloud notebook. Your vault is encrypted on your device and uploaded as scrambled soup. Your master passphrase never leaves you. Even if someone steals a copy of the soup, without the key, it's just noise. What if I forget my master passphrase? That's why we use a mouth-friendly passphrase of random words and repeat it aloud a few times today and tomorrow. Also print recovery codes and store them safely. It's a spare key, but in a safe, not under the doormat. uBlock breaks some sites. Occasionally, yes. That's why it has a big blue switch. Disable on this site. Privacy isn't a religion. It's hygiene. Sometimes you do rinse your hands. Is Warp a VPN? Technically, it's an encrypted tunnel for DNS and traffic to Cloudflare's network. Practically, it's simpler and lighter than a classic VPN. For don't snoop on me in public Wi-Fi, it's perfect. A little joke, good security looks like laziness. You stop inventing passwords because the generate button does it better than your 11:47 p.m. brain.